or middleness. Temperature means hotness and coldness. Hotness and coldness. Value and temperature together mean color. Let's see first what the value does all by itself. It separates. Value separates. Lightness, then darkness makes a separation. Hotness and then coldness helps the separation, and the idea is to make a series of shapes. These shapes each equal a quality of light. The key principle in painting of light is to separate. And one of the simplest separations that we make is to separate the light, general light, from shadow, general shadow. And we start this out right in the beginning with our choice of a canvas. To do a painting like the one I'm taking down here, many of you would get a white canvas. Canvas that's white represents light. If you start with the light, you cause every brush stroke on it to glare and to flare. My face, as you see, becomes quite dark. One could almost think of snow blindness. A better idea when painting light is to start the canvas out as shadow. I have primed this canvas with some black and some white, and in this case a touch of red, to get a middle value. And the eye, and in this case the camera also, will be reading this as shadow. Now look at the lights on my face compared to the lights on the background. In other words, when you start with a shadow prime, every brush stroke on it becomes light, or can become light. The best prime that you can use is old oil paint, palette mud, or acrylics, or exterior house paint. The idea is not to have the prime too dark and not to have it too light. Use a middle tone gray, warm or cool. All oil painters, most acrylic painters, pastel painters, almost everybody except watercolorists, works from the shadow into the light. Thus our values are numbered that way. And the only difference is that in watercolor, one must have the white and work darker. In oil painting, it's much better to work dark and come upward to the light. We've planned for you a still life to show very easily how light works. The simplest still life looks very complex. The important part of painting is to learn to see in the simplest possible manner. Before we paint this very complex still life, we're going to paint one with fewer objects and simpler light on it. Normal objects work best. Normal object is where the light softly turns into the shadow very quickly. Few objects, so the eye can clearly see general light, general shadow. And the general shadow consists of form shadow, cast shadow, and closed shadow, which is like a hole.